You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the midweek edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV. We they stream na Facebook, YouTube, and also na our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition come to you this Wednesday morning. My name na Khadija Bagura.
And me na Mabel Kaba. Good morning. Today na Wednesday, the 11th day of March 2026. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we dey continue for celebrate women them. We in a different position in the public as then continue for break the ceiling for take position them where we don't know say na man them can famously then them position in the spotlight today. They on one woman we don't tape and civil society and activist work, and also a young female military officer where they can give you the profile of how he rise from somebody who come out a very humble background. So the position we don't attend today, they can explain to una how it reach, and we get the spotlights on the Umania as we continue for mark the International Women's Month, when at the month of March. Now that's what they can discuss in this edition of the Breakfast Show.
Alright, as una know, Liberty TV na a female-led institution, and this na the month of March. We just want for use them as an opportunity for showcase women then way. Una know all time they see, but now then they do the real hard work. Now then they use them voice system. Now then they use their strength and their energy for compete. Now male dominated career them. Like this possible they can't tell una today. Now somebody way fend himself na the military. Of course, we know say when they say military, most people feel say na profession for man then no more. Just like we self na Liberty TV. Of course, na woman then dominates this particular institution. We get very strong woman there. We not to me and Mabel no more. We they at the front line. We get strong woman there where they be where they give we the support, where they give we the backing for make we able for run this institution from inception to Usa Odeso today. So one for use this month of March and dedicate time to we company woman them and showcase them, tell them story them so that the world gonna say there are great women out there. Well, inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we can talk to two strong and remarkable women them. The first person na an associate professor and they head the gender department na Frabe College. And of course, on all Sabia we camp advocacy. We can talk to her. And we can look at the space if it really dey na salon for women the way they into civil society, for let them voice them be loud enough. If the space they're not tighten for them, if they know they use intimidation, online bullying for limits the woman there so. And of course, you go can get for know the story of Lieutenant Colonel Alice Correa Cisse, we don't make history na the Sierra Leone Army, in the first woman for head a whole battalion. You know what this mean na the military. The first woman ever na Sierra Leone for head the 14th Infantry Battalion na Pujon. So they can showcase Alice today and how come he reached to that level as the first woman in the history of Sierra Leone for head the 14th Infantry Battalion na Pujon and rise to the rank of a battalion commander. Good morning, Alice. Alice, you dey get we good morning. Hello, Alice. Or I think we dey get challenge with Alice in internet. We go try for connect with them. Well, that's now Alice. In the first woman for rise to the rank of a military commanding officer and in the end 14th Infantry Command Napoleon. Good morning, Alice. You there we now? Alice, good morning. Can you hear me? All right. Alice in internet they get challenge this morning. And we go try for Brian come back with technician them they work behind the scene for Giwi Colonel Lieutenant Alice Cisse, we now the first ever military female military officer for the whole infantry command and it na the 14th infantry command na Pujon. We want for spotlight Alice this morning. This na Women's Month and throughout this week we only bring canto na different remarkable woman them we themselves don't break the glass ceiling. I beg your pardon and continue for break the barrier them and refuse for let any limitation hold them back for compete with the man them as we still the inside match way all over the world now Women's Month. We go try for get Alice again. Hello Alice, we be the get challenge for get you through the virtual link. So let we just try for get you now via phone. Unfortunately, the viewers they're not going able to see your pretty face this morning.
Uh, Good morning, Mabel. Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, viewers. Unfortunately, me they get to now through the link.
Oh, okay, we not be they get you clearly. Maybe we'll go on for try for switch back to the link and see if we will get a better reception this time. If not, we will come back and do the audio call.
Okay.
All right, quickly, let's just go over back to Alice. You dey get we now, Alice? All right, let me start to Usai Alice in Johnny start just from the name Alice Korea Sise before you reach now to a whole lieutenant colonel, and you make history in the Sierra Leone army for being the first woman wherever gets the position of a commanding officer, and you demand the 14th Infantry Battalion Apujeo.
We dey try forget Alice back as we dey get connection with we dey get difficulty for get you at the studio. You go want for increase your volume from your end if you dey get we actually dey see the picture now clearly. We dey get the movement, but the sound we know they get them from your end. Kindly increase your volume na the device we dey use this morning for let we go get you live na the studio, yeah? You dey get me now, Alice? All right, we they try forget Alice for fix in device where they use so that it go can take we through in journey. Osai it starts up till Osai it on day. So now how we able for break the glass ceiling for each Osai it currently it can take on through so that it go inspire a lot of young girl picking them where they try for going to the army where perhaps don't they afraid and feel in a male dominated area in a life. It go can give an inspiring story where it gets from a very humble background. So Osai it now it head a whole battalion na Putloko. It can tell we but in journey how it's like. Alice, yes.
When you talk about people and the afraid say if I go into the military, not just for man them. This is a true life story.
Of
Me picking up
course.
they convince them, but let go join the military. So because when you look at the opportunities waiting for military, especially in a country like America, then great and as mama from Africa now we like opportunity. I start to encourage, I start to get conversation say, girl, don't you think you should make an attempt to join the military? And she was like, oh mom, I'm so lazy.
You know, I can always say this. Me, na one person where growing up, I've been so afraid people away they wear uniform. No sooner I see person when a soldier, be it male or female, I they become nervous. Not until where I don't grow up now, they get understanding and get this enlightenment. Say it doesn't matter where the person they wear that uniform, nothing where anybody can fit into. I even get to a time where I begin think that path, but I just decide to say no. I don't feel say I was made for that. It's challenging, you know.
Go back to Alice. I think the odds not in we favor this morning. Unfortunately, we get for okay. I see the engineer and they make sound say we get Alice now. Alice, let's get for join the virtual link again. If not, we just get for switch and do the audio conversation so that people can go really hear your story. The odds not look then we favor this morning. But we go try. We not a strong woman there. We not they give up. Good morning again.
Una they get me?
Alice, I know say they get challenged with the internet from Pujeon. Earlier, I asked you for tell we about Alice. Just from Alice, before you know reach it the lieutenant colonel level. Who that na Alice Korea Sise?
Okay, thank you very much. Una they get me now?
Clearly, Alice, perfect sound.
Okay, that's good. Good morning, Mabel. Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much for inviting me to this forum, especially for them at the studio with somebody we had on the admire for so long, Dr. Fofana Ibrahim. And it's an honor for me. And thank you very much. So if I can answer your question, Alice is a very quiet lady from a humble background. Sorry. Una they get me? Hello?
Would they get you, Alice? Go
Una
ahead.
they get
Yes.
Okay, from an humble background, from a family of 7, 6 girls, 1 boy. Originally from Konkowakoro, Mongo Chiefdom, Falaba district. Me joining as I can say, maybe tag to the name when my papa give me, because I asked her who that in name he give me Alice. He said, I don't give nobody name. I take her from the story of Alice in the Wonderland. So I see a reflection of that in my life. You know, I start from nowhere and today I am somewhere. Go through struggles, start me schooling in Kabbalah. And in 1994, I come down Freetown and they stay with me until Kuto Road, Jamboria Street. And I attend primary school, now the Thomas Peters Municipal Primary School and UMC Calbatown, where I sit me NPSC. And then it will interest you for know that due to hard times, when I sit me NPSC, my parents could not afford a 65 leons for make I go from 1. By then I sat for the St. Joseph Secondary School Convent, 65,000 leons by then. My parents will not get them. So I had to, you know, sit back at home. They sell for me auntie Fala Market na Kinton, Kennison Street number 18. They sell pepper, yabas. We begin to go Baga plazas, now Dove Court, they cancel na Kuto Road. The green ball go by bag, the total they sell, they go the hills of Tembe Town, they sell. So it's a bit of struggle until second term, when an uncle come out UK come, he meets me, they sell, he say, wait here happen, where you no go school. I say, me, I not get money for go school. And he gave my mother 100 leons for go pay me school fee. We go back to the school where I be sit for, they say space not there until I wait till the next academic year. My mommy cross over to FSSG, the same reply. Say space not there. She has to wait for the next academic year. So it was a challenge for me. My mommy work at the city of Freetown for fine school for me, space not there. As God can have it, she went to government local, they looked at my result by then, and they accepted me. And I attended government local secondary school from GSS 1 to SS3. Even when I get to JSS 3, me colleague they sit for other school. I said, no, I'm not gonna leave the school. I said, you people don't know side I come out to Saturday. I'm gonna stay here till I sit me WAS exam. And I attended from 1999 ending to 2005, where I sit to me WAS exam. And as God can have it, I have my way by then. In 2006, there was a publication for people for enter the military. And I get my uncle advised me, say, why can't you make a try? I say me at the free soldier business, even though at some point of my life I live in a barracks with some of my uncles there when I've been soldier there, but I not been feel say it was my calling initially. He said, no, give it a try. He said, you get a heart of a man. So that prompted me for go apply. And Khadija, it will interest you for no say when I go for intaking in 2006, I not been go for officer cadet per se. All I needed was a job because the suffering was too much. My daddy don't sick, he in a wheelchair, my mommy don't retired for me basic nursing way they do. We depend on family members for support. And at early age, I realized say, and maybe maturity come and no say, the family members where they support me, I'm not their obligation. They are just doing me a favor. So that make me become stronger and become determined for achieving life. And I go, the wait man will see me results. Now he say, are you here for officer cadet or other ranks? I said, I need a military job. So he was the one, Major Smith. He was the one where even direct me, say, no, made them shortlist me for officer cadet. And as God can have it, here I am today, a lieutenant colonel, and I was commissioned in 2007, July 24.
Family member, you know, person like me, we initially be the free soldier business. So if not coming into the military, whose path you be they think of as a career choice?
Initially, me love now for police. I be love the police so much. I be dey comot na my house to go to Congo cross. They tell I be dey to me auntie when we move go Tembeta, I dey comot they go Congo cross. They go watch the police woman. They no more. I say I go one day wear this uniform. So that was my field. That was the area I was looking out for.
When we look at where you lifestyle now na the military at a very young age, how it been sound like for you? Especially when you say where una they go trainings, you go for learn certain skills where they no one know if you're a woman or you're a man. How it been sound like for you then this then day?
So like the time they were we come inside the military, which is more than 18 years ago, for me you get 2 man and force for car, it was difficult. Because I remember that we on training day, inside the officer cadet column, we are only 5 women. And out of that 5, only 2 of us succeeded at the end of the training. And even as that, when you see one woman na line, you go work out more than 50 man there before you see another woman. But one thing in life I can always say is determination and self-motivation. Those days when you see me, my colleague there when they listen to me, then go tell you, say, she was so tiny. Yes, it was not about the morphology, maybe my body size or my age by then, but it's about the will, the will spirit who have been get for pursue, which I be don't go there for. So like this work I don't cancel, not for man, not for woman them all. And me, one thing about me, when I see a challenge, I can always look at her in 2 ways. I can look at them as an opportunity or as an obstacle. So for me, I always look at a challenge as an opportunity for charge through that challenge day and make a difference. So right from training school, right from intake, when they go first say that they give you command tax, I know you joke with them. Even if you big like Gambia, if you force me for drag, even if I don't get it, can they only for drag you. So it's about determination, as I say. And those days, the one that will be trained will not be the white people there. No, not be they consider like for say, oh, this na man, this na woman, in depth. They be give preference to woman there in the area of physical aspects. Like in push-ups, we are men, we are expected to do 40. Women, we are expected to do 25. And for the run, Usain Man for run 1.5 kilometers in 11 minutes. With the woman then they extend that to 13 minutes. So those were the differences that they give for encourage women then. But when it comes to the academic aspect, everybody for score not less than 60%. And it was difficult because even you colleague the one all they sit down together, then get a mindset where if you say, this woman can't challenge me. Especially like if you challenge them for go on any physical aspects, you go, you challenge, you go, but you don't and you come, you become a threat to some of them. And if you beat them on exam, they see like for say, me woman can't control me now, me. Those words, we had those words. And those words motivate some of we for say no, we dey change this narrative here so, and it keep we going up to this moment.
Say, when na you career, you feel like say, yeah, no turning back, no day. I'll continue for challenge demand them right from the training ground.
I think it was the second week of we training. We been get a colleague where we all go. The first day they introduced me to weapon training, he said, he don't want this work again. So they asked her waiting at the problem. And not we talk. So I went to him because they consider me and my other colleagues, Simeon, for be the youngest among them all. So they treat feel like for say we are picking them. So I've been giving the courage for you talk to some of them. He said in the weapon and don't kind to this and so he said now for kill, and not ready for kill nobody. Now I say, then why you choose for cam? You know, we don't ask say soldier work if you get an enemy, you get for kill an enemy. Now I say no, in religion I go permit her for kill. So I begged him. I thought maybe something the condor no go do. And they say, okay, come on, eat me condor. They said no, so the food in just not one for day. So he left. Then I asked myself, if a man they gonna win at this training, why me self not for go? So like Khadija, as I tell you, it's so unimaginable, especially in the mornings at 4 o'clock, you don't wake you from your sleep. You don't use for the door for stay 5 before you go for do something. They wake 4 o'clock, you get for do cleaning, you get for go do monster parade. And sometimes I not go sleep till then 12 o'clock. But initially we be the take like for saying a punishment. But it was part of the training for make you become resilient and dedicated and committed to your job what they do. So, and there will be some of who have been going to when I female, when are we 5, then we end up for ask 3 of them out of the 20, left with 2. So maybe colleague now tell us say this one don't cancel. If we left and then we go back, it will be a slap on we face. I tell especially for me, if I go back, I don't get side for go start. Because me mama, it don't retire. Me daddy, then I will cheer. I don't get an elder sister where they support, I don't get an elder brother where they support. I say, so I have to endure for make sure say I overcome this training. And right from that moment, say I change my mind and say, yeah, even when we put a swell, my colleague then go tell you when we put the swell, when we go train one time, we put go inside all the swell, at the bandage and for go run, I need the left behind. Because those days, you sit down for training for 3 times, you are gone out of that training. Because the white people will be the training will not be the joke. And you fail exam, you name lights as scoreboard 3 times and they relegate you from that training. Not talking of you go on here ambulance scam. Just mark yourself say you are out of the training. So the determination starts right from there. And for change my own story, for change my own lifeline. And I fall in love with the job, with the discipline when they give and that it mold me for become who I am today.
I think I say now the most common misconception where we the civilian then get about female military officers.
Like interesting, Khadija, because I don't get this from people where they say, una we wear uniform so, una ki married, man den ki yan una ki able make decision now una various units them. So I don't know who side I can get them misconception in there, but I can also take and say now maybe a lack of communication or lack of understanding. Because the military for so long we just don't there within we self. We know they go out, people don't know much about the military. So I can understand the positions there. But one thing I have to tell the public is that and the most one una if you civilian married una can be obedient. I want to tell people and say when it comes to military life, we always try to draw the line between we personal life and we professional life. And we need to mix those 2 things. No, when it comes to job, we know we should be professional. When it comes to personal life, we know how to handle landing. And when it comes to decision making, I will tell you, say maybe the time when we come, it was difficult because those days in 2007, the percentage of women was just about 2%. Until 2009, when they conducted a gender survey, the percentage don't go up to percent. And for see women in the position of trust or a position of decision making, it was difficult. Not because of maybe the military didn't want them there, but because of women not be they come into the job. Because since they recruit women then from 1978 and 1979, no not begin take woman again until 1999 when they start for take woman then. And even in 1999 when they start for take woman then, it was mainly in the other ranks level. They only start again for take female officers then in 2005 when they start for take. And by then it was only 1 female in 2005, 2006 and take another 1 female. So you look at the trend. And the military is another institution the way people say, you not just go come today, then give you rank. You come to that second lieutenant and give rank tomorrow, you be a captain. No, it doesn't work that way because you have to go through series of trainings. You have to get the experience because you are dealing with people. Where you get for deal with command, you deal with management, you deal with leadership. And for be a leader in leading men and women of an armed forces, you have to go through the process. You have to trust the process and go through the process. So, and we don't see say from them telling it to now, the changes we don't they it's very great. The institution don't try. Like me don't experience them. I don't come, I don't know who's how we don't there, and we don't go through the process until we are with there at this moment. We know so we get a long side for go. We get a long way for go, as I can say, but the process now a gradual process. Even though we they also ask with leadership for say, make them put more premium to capacity building of women. Because for make we able to attend certain offices, then you get for capacitate them for me they attend those offices them.
Challenges and the opportunity them where una as woman they way find una self na the military they yearn for. But just take we through the different ranks them where you don't go through until you don't reach this rank as lieutenant colonel and the first female commanding officer for head the 14th
Mm,
Infantry Battalion at
mm,
Pujon, the first female in the history of Sierra Leone. Take we through the various
mm.
ranks them where you pass through before you reach this height, where make would they celebrate you this morning.
Okay, so when I commissioned in 2007 by His Excellency the late Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba of blessed memory, my first deployment was Kailaon, 1 battalion. Okay. And I'm glad the way you give me this opportunity for lay out some of them here because I don't get series of comments from people there. Oh, you promote quick na the army, yo. Not so una na Fatima Bio in Peking, the way you can more quick, you don't promote, you don't go to lieutenant colonel. So I can just laugh. I say, yes, I for don't look part of that batch day, but rather unfortunate I be done day before that time day. And few people don't tell me, say, but we not be here but you. You need to see you on social media, we need to hear about you. And my response always be that the military, we evaluation not from social media. No. We evaluation is from our commanders, our peers, and our subordinates, and especially our subordinates when you work well with your subordinates, you seek their welfare, you give them direct command, you give them direct direction to be sincere with you. Nobody no need for write you appraisal. They are writing it for you and they are making your own recommendation. So back to me career path. So my first deployment was Kailaon when I 1 battalion. And I no be ever don't go there and then there, even though I get a lineage that side there. Me company they even provoke me say you like bread, you dey go na unit where you know they see bread. But I went there. I went to 1 battalion. Then later, my brigade commander, my first brigade commander, retired Colonel Sina, he called me say Makande na the brigade when I Kenema. And I was placed in charge of the defense platoon where be then at the brigade. And those days, we get what we call the mentally, chronically ill and mentally imbalanced personnel. And some of them were part of that platoon there. And Khadija, you know, you just come out school. And when some man see you, take and say you first are in picking age group. It was not easy for me. And these people we are battle tested people who don't fit na work front, then go put you for go lead them as a female. It was not easy. Initially, it was like a dream for me. Because these are people who get paper for them for be retired at any point in time because of their condition. If in an insult, then they insult me from morning till evening. And you cannot take action against them because they already get a certified paper. When the first thing they cost me mama, na soldier, they cost me mama. But when you look at I get paper, these are people that we are going through a lot of trauma by then. So you have to understand their situation and you try for fitting their situation. So I get a series of meeting with them, we talk with them, but it was not working. So what I started doing, now for make sure say I control the ration. If you don't say you they get ration, if for can work, when you can't work, you get your ration. It was difficult. Until one day, the one will be there in charge of me second in command, what I feel say now for support me. Where I nobody get the support, now change it, now suspend them, and I appoint and the third person for taking position. That was the time I realized say soldier work it not get for deal with any gender. It not belong to male or female. It belong to you as an individual where you ready for take the right decision and lead the people the right way. Now them go meet me. Then say, hey, the mommy, don't begin kind inside the game. Oh, yeah, we dey beg. We go behave now, we go dey comport, we go do what you supposed for do. And right from there, now then she don't have them make them detail now. Whether them go they do guard they guard the one the way being get some conditions that we no go permit them for do night guard and we no go do hard physical work. And it went well. And from there, I started going for other trainings for what called the battle school. Battle school now like a normal military training I do every year. I wanted to go around that. It do within military circle. And I also went for an advanced infantry training in another room. And the advanced infantry training where I went for, it was not my company, not my battalion. I joined another battalion. That was the 9th battalion. Let's make a go join there. I went there. And I did extremely well. And one of the officers where me and to be do that training, they right now they watch live. I did extremely well to the extent I was to be given the best plateau commander for that advanced infantry training. But they protested that I'm not part of the battalion. So no, not forgive me, I go join them. So instead, they ended up giving me the best assault commander. So I was kind of, what is the difference between an assault commander and the best plateau commander? I thought you guys can have it. But we finished the training and I returned to my unit. And from there, those days, we get series of training then at Bengima where they come leadership training and command training them. And I would also tell you, say, I was the first female officer for going to forward patrol base. When we say forward patrol base, for then at the border area. Now, no more farmer. I went there with my platoon for 4 good months. I was there with my men. Even me, BA commander was kind of, how now go left one great female among man there? What if you then go tamper without and go do something? But interestingly, those soldiers, we are professional, they were disciplined, they were obedient, we go patrol on a weekly basis, no comments, no issue to accommodate. And that gives me confidence. And I will tell you, say, me early career and the areas where I work developed me for be a lieutenant colonel today. And from there, in 2010, I was posted to Gundama Barracks. I worked there for a while. And by 2012, I was also attached at the Armed Forces Training Center as an instructor for the Safari 8 batch, which I was the plateau commander for 4 plateau. And some of me people will tell you, say, when you go to Camp Alice, you go know waiting na Camp Alice because we do pure military training there. And from Benguma, I went to the post.
You just say you picking the way you been get. If anybody ask there, then go tell you it's in a Camp Alice. Do you agree with the gist? Just tell we small bit about waiting the inside. What are the secrets? I not say you there about for take you through your journey, which so many people enjoy. Well, I just intercept you there.
When you say Camp Alice, now a Fieldcraft lesson area where they teach you how to move with or without rifle in a battle area. So those are the things. Sometimes people can scared for go through those things because you have to move with your luggage, you have to move with your weapon. Sometimes your weapon can be loaded fully and you are moving with a team. And you have to move in different ways. You can either move stealthily, you can crawl, you roll, so many ways and therefore move. And those are the things soldiers for master right from training school because you don't know the terrain where you get for go operate in the future. And if you don't know how for master those things, then you meet a terrain and you know how to adapt certain position at a particular terrain, then you make yourself an obvious target. So it's not about me as an individual, it's about the training where you're supposed to go through. And I was in charge of that particular stand there.
Una woman them whenever una dey na training ground, then can give una preferential treatment. For example, they know they send una na battlefield, una no they carry heavy itinerary them, una no they go na a war zone, just like what you say, how you for navigate if you find yourself na a war zone. Is that true?
No, I will tell you so that not so true. Maybe not just a myth of people and perception. we get women that will be don't fetch this war. And I must send a shout out to the 78, 79 squad. And some of the women that will fetch this war, most especially Tutu girl. Okay? These are women that will fetch this war. And some of them, if you see them body, then get bullets in them body. Then get bullets in them body, then get scars them of the war. Where they should say that we are part of this of the war. They took parts, not just being in a number, but their presence was felt, and they then participated effectively and efficiently. So, and both man and women, we get different field them in the military, not just in the front area. We have different aspects. We get the logistics, we get the communication, we get the IT departments, we get the medical, we get the engineers. So it depends how you find yourself at a particular moment. So if you find yourself for be a rightful person, you have to be at the front. And if you happen for say you get for be an engineer, and most times these people waiting can feel say they do nothing, they are doing a lot because for make a unit go deploy in any particular environment, the engineer them for don't do the force for make sure say they make the environment conducive and able accommodate the personnel then. And also the medical. You cannot have a troop at a front line or any establishment without having medical who take care of their health. And communication unit, who deals with the communication line. So all of these units, they are important. So it depends where you find yourself.
Now, where you dey share your experience with we, Alice.
Mhm.
Whose
Mhm.
rifle where you go say you comfortably they operate as a female military officer?
I deal with both light weapons and support weapons because these are weapons what we all go through in our training school during we time. That talks of RPG, talk about mortar, talk about the GPMG, the LMG, and the twin barrel. And they are not just like them teach we physically, but we experience them, we use them now we training field. And in 2007, there was the firepower demonstration we did for dignitaries them that era and then go there witness them. And we did it with live rounds, to be sincere with you. And I was the plateau commander that moved the men under the support weapons.
The officer seated there.
Hello?
Tested military officer, where ready at any time for go fight for the nation.
And I will tell you, say my own life, I don't dedicate time for serving my country and for serving my people. I will tell you, say, like in 2014, I was a female who joined a special recce team to Somalia, and to be precise, Kismayo by then. And Kismayo was under high threat. When we are supposed to deploy a battalion at that particular area as a sector, and I was among the 8-man delegation to conduct a special recce, and I was there as the agent officer to assess the battle space and make a recommendation to the operation officers and the commander to make decisive decision. So I will tell you, see, I don't go in a war-tested zone. I don't experience them. And you coming into the military, the one thing first you for make up your mind for is for you to be prepared to die at any point in time for your country. If you're not able to make up that decision day and you not come to that reality day, you will not get the best out of yourself for serving your nation wholeheartedly.
So, your journey where you will explain about your career path, how you rise to the different ranks them up to this moment where you now are the first female lieutenant colonel where they had a whole battalion in the history of the ISLAF.
Mm. Please come again, eh? I know they get you.
Ask you say, let we bring you
Mm,
back so you journey
mm,
where you will dey explain the various ranks
mm,
them where you don't pass through before
mm,
you attain this position and break the record
mm,
for be the first female military
mm,
officer for hold a
mm,
commanding officer position and now you are the commanding officer for a whole battalion when at the 14th battalion Apoja Usa you dey so now.
Okay. So I believe say I've been stopped in the area wherein I was an instructor in Benguma into 2012, where you can for Baker tell you about Camp Alice. And from there, I was rebadged into the Forces Intelligence and Security Units, where I worked for almost, I would tell you, say like 8 to 9 years. And in that particular unit, I served in various capacities. One, as the human intelligence officer, where I started, and also work as the adjutant, who is the administrator of the unit. I also serve as an instructor, as a training officer, where I trained 3 batches of intelligence officers and the regimental intelligence operative them, when are the other ranks them. And I also serve as an operation officer of the Forces Intelligence and Security Unit. And within that era, now the Forces Intelligence and Security Unit, I was also tasked with other assignment then, because in 2012 I worked with, when I just go there, I was assigned to the ICC West, wherein I worked with the police. By then, the head of the, where we the work with have been AIG Wellington, and we work. I was there for the pre, during, and post-election process and support. I was there as the plateau commander, also in charge of the men them, where they work with the SLP and the ICC center. And from there, I was also part of the Ebola fights. Now the NAC, now New England Field Special Court to be precise. And I worked at the situation room. By then, the commander of the situation was OBCC. And I worked with a lot of people during that era day. And after that particular assignment day, I was further tasked for go on an operation na Burkina Faso, which was a simulation exercise. And I went there, I went through that exercise for 2016 and I returned. And in same 2016, I went for a further training in Germany, where I did the applied security studies for for African Asia studies. And I don't get series of trainings them. I also did a training in US, where I did my advanced intelligence training at Fort Huachuca. So I did my advanced intelligence training, a diploma in military intelligence. And I also went to Honolulu, where I went to do my comprehensive security training on Indo-Africa security studies. So I don't go through all of that. And on my return, I was appointed as I worked at the Joint Force Command as the SO3, by then SO3 intern security, and moved to the SO2 intern security. By then SO2 is a captain appointment, and the SO3 is a captain appointment, and then the SO2 is a major appointment. And after that, I was appointed as the gender and equal opportunity staff officer grade 2 at the Ministry of Defense. And that be done there until my appointment come, as when my promotion come to a lieutenant colonel, and also appointed as a battalion commander. But through these eras, we have series of trainings where you have to go through from each stage to another stage. Like from second lieutenant to lieutenant, you have to do your plateau commander battle course, where you have to do and make sure so you pass it. If you not pass it, you're not going to be promoted. And from there, you get from lieutenant to captain, you get your junior staff course, where you have to do now the Hutton Command and Staff College. And even that one, you have to pass them. And I will tell you, even that one, when I went to, I was the only female. And sometimes it can feel so boring when you wander in your room. But I thank God that the leadership of army and the government of Sierra Leone don't deem it fit, say, we forgive women and chance at the army, because some of we don't make the sacrifice. We don't make the sacrifice, and other women don't given the opportunity. We don't hope that this opportunity that has been given to us, to some of us, will make use of it the right way, not just for being the uniform, for being the uniform for uniform's sake, but let our presence be felt, and let we create the impact where will make change for the country and the region as a whole.
Of balancing your time how you can able for schedule yourself if you get a very demanding high command task compared to that of your family time as well? How you they balance the two?
I understand, Khadija. It's difficult. If I tell you say na easy thing, I don't lie to you. Uh, and now inside the military, I got married when I got married in 2013 to my husband. And I will tell you say since we get married till the time we got taken, I don't feel say we don't spend more than 3 months together, except for the era of the Ebola crisis. When during that era, they God give we beautiful daughter what we get, Catherine. But as a woman in Denjobia, you also find that your partner understand the job, you understand your commitment, and understand the mission of the military. Because for me, for even go through all the trainings that I go through, for go through all the deployments, my husband, may his soul rest in peace, was a contributing factor. Khadija, when I gave birth to my daughter, 3 months, that was the time I forgot Burkina Faso. I practically shed tears. He said, Mom, he said, go, I will take care of our daughter. He was the one, like, they pack me luggage now for me for let her go. And if I dey go training, if I dey go PMTC on training, he moves for go yam family, they go stay there. If I dey come fit, if I dey come inside with my force for car work, it dey move because of me. So sometimes again, the family what we dey into, therefore be a support element to we. And this also now one of the reason where,
Alice,
yeah,
You partner na be a civilian or na be a military officer like you?
not be a civilian. My husband na be a civilian, okay? And why you ask that question? When I feel say that we for married to we self no more.
Some of the misconceptions now that make we be able to clear the air, because most times they can say una the woman they within the military, una they get to na man them outside una base. It can difficult for
No.
una get civilians them for be una partner. Then that make we be able to clear the air.
Me, my husband was a hero, because even when I be civilian, but most of him friends and I be military people, him be the rapport with with the male officers and soldiers, they even more than me in the first place. He was confident of him woman where he been get. Okay. So we are who's be the safe? Well,
3 months old, you been get an assignment where you been get for left you
yeah.
picking at that time when I be one of the difficult decisions them for you for make.
Yes, and I left farm, he take care of that picking, they say I come back. And even when I go Germany for go do me further studies, now and the picking left my house. He take care of the picking. And in 2017 also I went for a mission in Congo, in Sudan. I left Canada, all two back I left. I went for that 1 year there. I come and meet me picking, not do me picking. And then to be there with the nanny where they help for take care of the picking. So we as women, we get for no say, we partners and get for understand we job and understand the assignments and what we they do and be a part of we job what we they do in the sense that they accept we job and no say there are times where it go you the woman not go for sleep in the house because if you get for do duty in a net, you definitely get for go do that duty there and get for understand that. And there are times where you get for no say, you get for go on training, you get for go on deployment. You get for go because all the time you go then at one place, you go there feature all the time. Then go post you go Kailan, then go post you go Kabbalah, then go post you go Pujeon. You partner get for understand that. Not only when they say okay, no, na fleet or no more. Military job not sent, not centralized na fleet. We want to do the pure military job. Go na the border area, deal with the soldiers, the way they patrol day and night at those borders. So you understand the nature of the military job and you understand how to deal with soldiers. And by there, you're able to develop compassion for your personnel there. And you know how to deal with their welfare and balance them with command and leadership.
say you don't lost your husband through this your journey. I just want to say, please
Mm.
accept with sincere condolences.
Thank
May his
you.
soul rest in peace. How this
Amen.
moment may affect your career?
Sometimes it can be boring, especially when I don't count like this posting now. If he was alive, I know get no reason for stress for my daughter. I know say he's safe. In office wey be dey work, dem go tell you say where you dey go working and they can go picking. Not to me, woman be they can go picking her office for go work. Me na me woman be they can go picking her office for go work. Not to me, woman. And everybody know am for them too. To the extent I was like a nanny to them. So like if you be there, I enough of the stress for me picking, but also at the same time, I know say if you been there alive, you go want me for day here. Because those were the reason he was supporting me and pushing me for do whatever it takes for go through the rank and file and go through all the rigorous deployment and training there for make a difference. I'm not say for happy for make a day here today. So that's why sometimes it can be boring, but I also know say wherever he is at the moment, he is proud of me. And this particular rank is for him. And I dey owe this one to him because if he not been there for supporting me those days, he become the normal African man. Hey, all the time they duty, all the time they run this training, they make comments, they do this. Maybe I know if I don't get to this point, if I don't mentally, if I don't be tortured, I know for able create a positive impact. But he was there. So it's difficult, but we have to move on. And the thing where they keep me going is that I have the realization, say, none of us not go for day forever. One day the Lord will call upon me too, and each and every one of us. So that is the courage. And I hope we will able to see ourselves again.
You telling us about you lost your man just a bit affects the interview. But we go proceed, Alice, because you're a strong woman, because you even they tell the story
Mm,
smiling and all. So,
mm.
what in the typical day in Alice right now as a single mom, we lost in husband through the cause of in career, you did all the way na Pujon, you did head a whole battalion.
So the typical day of Lieutenant Colonel Alice, first, I for wake up and give thanks to God because without God, nothing else exists. Say to God and waiting, call on me daughter, check on her and make sure say don't go school. And I get another daughter where I be don adopt where now a strong pillar also where they support him on me for make sure say then too they are taken care of. And this and other thing I want for bring come up, community parenting it counts a lot. And I also want to say thank you to my neighbors them because they're always they check on me picking there. And some of my colleagues them then go check on there, they will go visit for know how we they do. So some of them here they help me for they at ease. I know if me picking sick, I get lieutenant on will go take me picking for care and go hospital. I know if me picking need chocolate, they get Captain Patricia we go buy chocolate, he buy conflict for and go. So I have a lot of them where they always make sure say they know say she's everything to me right now. Then they check on her and my neighbors them, they always make sure say hey, how una dey do una get problem? And when I go, I must appreciate them. So community parenting counts a lot where they support me. And when it comes to my units, when I don't do that, I don't switch my mind to my professional job because I have men and women waiting for direction, waiting for directive, especially when you lead men there. Some of them, they are old enough to be your fathers. And some of them, when you see them, they've tested war. They are battle tested people. They've fought this war. Some of them have scars. Some of them, dealing with them, you have to deal with the mental aspect of it, and you deal with the professional aspect of it. How you balance it. It's a whole studies on its own. Dealing with their welfare, dealing with the daily routine duty, dealing with additional tasks, dealing with community expectations. It's a whole thing you have to make sure say you are in the right state of mind dealing with these people. And at the same time, as the first female, you don't want to disappoint the leadership of Slav. You want to make sure say you create a space for other women for get that opportunity. So me being in this office right now is not just about me. I have set the record. But at that point in one time, no. What do I want to achieve? Is to make sure that other women are given the opportunity to be commanders in the future, or even become brigade commander or CDS in the future if I'm not able to get to that point. So my job is to work diligently, effectively, and with a teamwork for make sure say, may everybody know say, being a commander is not tied to just man. Women too can do it.
Now, one way just bring me to the question of making decisions. Now, that kind part say where you find yourself, you just don't make mention of man the way perhaps you the command way big pass you in terms of experience, they don't fit war, but you are there as young as you are. Waiting don't be your toughest decision since you don't join the army, where you don't ever make, you go back na us, you see don't reflect and say, oh, this decision one makes so if I been gets me way, and not for don't do am now where it be say me na person waiting at that position for make the decision. You want to share that experience with we, your toughest decision where you don't make?
I think it's the toughest decisions that they make them on a daily basis. But I will tell you, say the one way I don't do way as you don't be. If you look at the maybe the religious aspect of me, I will say no, I not go do one. It's for dismiss a soldier. But at the same time, it's something that is required because when you get a soldier where you don't call on interview 1 or 2 times for make you know waiting a problem, you don't cancel them, you don't get a warning severally, but it seems not for change. You don't get maybe extra duty, you don't get those minor punishment there for make you reform. You don't call the council or units where you don't where the act staff don't direct we all for established for cancel soldiers then due to their state of mind. They don't do that. It's still no one for change. Sometimes you have no option but to let that soldier go because in continuous stay within the team, it dey affect the team in cohesion and the teamwork. Because when it don't set, when you set a precedence and you make it go scot free, others they emulate that particular behavior. They and if you not be careful at the end of the day, you they get everybody they do in your own thing at in your own time without having you know we're able to bring them come under command because a precedence don't set say this person can do this, you go scot free, myself can do am. And if you get a conscience, you don't know say one person don't do, I don't go scot free, you no go to take decision on another person. So the best thing for keep the teamwork, you have to let that person they go whilst you go through the normal and professional procedure, not with impunity, you take the decision. But when you look at the religious aspect, it's difficult, but you have to make it.
How you can able for maneuver forget the male counterparts them for really take command?
You know, knowledge knowledge counts a lot because sometimes it's not about you gender make people dey respect you. It's not about you physical makeup will make people respect you. It's about you knowing what you are doing in the first place. And the only way we go able know what you dey do as a military personnel is by mastering every stage of your life to onto the point where you dey find yourself. So when you talk to your male counterpart, and you talk to your subordinates them, they know that you are talking from experience, you are talking from this person is knowledgeable of what he or she is saying, and they will respect you. But if what you they say is contrary to what they know or what they know say is supposed to happen, my dear, if you be man, you highly gambios, they won't respect you. And for me, I also they make sure that I do a consultation. Most times I will call me officers them in my office. We sit, we discuss. Especially if I want to do like some serious project, I they call them. This is what I want to do. What is your take? Make I get them feedback. And from there they send them back, go down to the lower rank. Make the decision come from them because the bulk of the battalion. The other ranks are the bulk of the battalion. Got 10 officer or 15 officer, you get more than 400 other. So sometimes you sell them to them, make them make the decision like for projects, then come up with and say, this is what we want. So when I come with to you, you look at and now say, you look how feasible this project is. or how achievable it is. If you say achievable, you will accept that. If it's not achievable, you can go back and sell your idea to them. And trust me, as long as the idea makes sense to them in the bank. And when you start to implement some of those projects, you don't need to have, you don't need for struggle, because they are part of it and they make decisions. Then they are part of the decision, and they come on board wholeheartedly with full spirit. And I will tell you, for the past 6 months, I've sit here as a commander. An officer don't get any major concern for say I've not been respected in any way. I've never felt that, not a single minute. I've never felt anything like that.
Not get all the facilities as Freetown Day. And one of the misconception they out there about the military na that when they want punish you, then they send on a remote villages or towns. You there now as the commanding officer for the 14th Infantry Command Napujeon. How life
Mm.
turn like for you? Leaving your daughter back here, you get the pains of losing your husband, you get the burden of commanding strong men and women at the military where they look up to you as the leader.
I don't know if I will capture everything what you say, because the line be a bit shaky. But from which I will capture from you, your question is that that notion where they go out, say where they want punish you, they send you in that village. I want for ask the people where they go with that kind of mindset, say, if we all say once you don't inside freedom for do soldier work, that they man the borders. And when you look at we constitutional duties waiting, hmm, is to protect waiting the territorial integrity of this country. And how can we protect territorial integrity of this country? Is that by what? It's by protecting our border areas. And yes, administration they go na freetown, but the bulk of the military job is based along the interior area, because a lot of things and they happen and we bushes then. So many things and they go. But if they see the foot soldiers, the patrol day and night, they see say bed and they do their job. They be a deterrence to any intruder into their areas and they. And I can always say again, most times people who can get the opportunity after 20 and they fit and they can just fit it that is about all about military job. No. And you get for taste every aspect. You get for taste the sweet, you get for taste the challenge area. Not I don't say bad, a challenge area. Because when you now them border area, there are so many facilities where you're not able to get. But that's part of the military job. That's what makes you a soldier. Where you get for go through challenges for make sure say you citizens and sleep and wait peacefully. But if you want for them a free or no more on a comfort zone where they send you go up like saying I hate they hate you, I wonder what kind of a mindset you build or what kind of military you feel. Or if you say these are boys scouts or a girls guide, no. The military is beyond those institutions. Those institutions they build you for make if you want for Canada the military, forget a mindset where you know say there is more expectation than what you've experienced in the girls guide or the boy scout. So that is not punishment. Yes, there are challenges. If I tell you challenges, no, I don't lie to you. Maybe in terms of communication, maybe in terms of social life, but you know go for there forever. That's why the military do on a rotational basis. You serve here, even what would they do right now? I just don't do rotation. Now me forward patrol base and I for 4 months period. You go 4 months, you serve there, you can't inside battalion. Another team self go there 4 months so that they give time for day with family. They give time also for be effect in the military job. So at the top, the one that go section there is wrong. And when you get an experience with in all the aspects of the military, my dear, you stand for talk among your peers, you'll be respected. Among your seniors, you'll be admired. Not talking of you juniors there, but we cannot be comfortable in one zone. Okay.
So what's in your philosophy on mentorship and also for help develop young female officer them where they work directly under you?
So my own philosophy first, you get forget to will you the mentee first get for be willing. Okay. You got to be willing first for say, yes, this person, I look at them first as a model. Role model in the aspect I can tell people, or most of my juniors them, is that uh that person will be 100% perfect or 100% to the way you want her, but there are certain areas where you look at, admire in that person there, and try for copy that aspect, or try for go closer to the person and know how that person they are able to achieve that aspect there. But one thing I've realized in our society, and I will tell people, say the military is no different from the society because it's part of it. Okay. I can always say we don't get an aspect of what we call the female elitism. Some of we don't arrive, we just one day they will not want other people for come on board, which is bad. Because what you they gain where you don't left, whether and whether you don't create impact on their life. But at the same time, some of we the young one them back, when they try for guide you in the right path, we feel offended that hey, this mommy don't do your own, let me do my own, which is bad. Because maybe the challenge the other person you don't go through, you go able to learn from her, you learn from your mistakes them and correct them for make you go forward. And some of we the young one them back, I put myself in both category, okay, because I want for belonging everything. I could fit into that particular concept. Some of we the young one, they when them bring we can, and they happen maybe in the outside the military aspect because we not get that much. When them bring you come on board, you feel to the person and bring you come on board and they become a target. So these are the issues where can happen where it gets a lot of things for play with. But you as the mentee for be first of all be prepared and accept say I want to be a better person. I want to make a change. I want to set my own record. I want to set my own path. And how can I do this one? You identify the people. And according to mentorship, can just be said now from woman to woman or woman or man to woman. It can be either way. If you feel say there is a male officer where you feel say this person you admire in kind of leadership, go closer to her and let it be professional. Okay, let it be professional. Say, hey, please, sir, I admire you. I wish that you mentor me. And that person will really do them. And because most times the male and the fear for come down for mentor female there because of we get this with fraternization policy, we get we sexual harassment and policies then where the leadership we don't put in place. And the reason why they put those policies and they in place are for make sure say woman they able to work in a free institution where will feel confident and contribute to the national development of the country without being harassed or coerced for do anything out of their will. And if you come to me on battalion, if you come to me, hello, if you come to me on battalion, you ask me personnel there, I will tell you say each and every one of them when I can talk to them. I'm not the one that babysits a female soldier or a female officer. No, I don't babysit you. I don't, because I've tested that path. I've been through that path. And the only way we're able to get to this point is going through the rigorous times, going through the difficult times. And for say you can't in a battalion no more. No. If men are going for deployment, I make sure you go for deployment. If men are going on patrol, I make sure say women are there within that patrol team because sometimes we look at cultural barriers. You're gonna start in village them, we also man them. The women they will be afraid for talk to the man them. But if you get a woman incorporated into that platoon the way they go on patrol, woman they will talk to a woman and tell her waiting the challenges the way they face. So by that, we're able to report them together and then and go forward and know. And most of those reports they also help waiting other ministries there for know waiting they happen and then remote areas and then able to do interventions.
Harassment at the military, finding one a compromising situation where perhaps somebody when are you senior, where you they under in command, faced with that kind of challenge and they you ever get that kind of experience or how for manage that kind of situation then they if any female officer finding self now a compromising situation?
I will tell you say for me, it not come to me knowledge yet. Because I can always tell them say if you feel say you have been harassed or intimidated by any male officer, not wait for tell me. Me na bulldozer for una. Then they listen to me. I'd always tell them, say, me, I bulldozer, tell me. And I go fight for you, tooth and nail, for make sure say you get your justice. But sometimes, again, I can say it's the education. I'm not gonna say maybe compromising position, not go, situation not going to happen. But to me, as an individual, they don't report. And I will tell you, maybe we didn't make another report because I know say when it comes to me, I take them up. And the one thing we are glad for, the leadership we get right now, the CDS, it protects women there. And it always tell we the female there, if anybody go against the military ethics and discipline, where they go against with policy there on sexual harassment and fraternization business, when I report them cases then they. When I report, along we set example per one or two. But if it happen, then you not report, it go difficult for make the leadership take decision. And I make the CDS don't instruct the gender directorate for do a massive sensitization, for go around for educate female soldiers them about their rights and about the chain of commander for report. And to an extent, each and every unit now AXLAB, even the smallest unit don't get a gender focal person. For make sure say if you get an issue, if you go meet that gender focal person and talk to her, and that gender focal person together with the military police go investigate those matters and take necessary action against those people, if at all they are reported. And the good thing again also, and don't give power to whistleblowers them, because sometimes some people they fear for report, but I don't give powers to whistleblowers. If you in a particular unit, you notice say something like that they happen, and the person when they do and to enable report, you as the whistleblower, you get right for report, and your identity go be classified, and then the gender directorate go do the necessary investigation. And if the person is found wanting, there are actions to be taken. Then go either reprimand you or then dismiss you from the military. And some of the dismissal are not just they dismiss you based on the gravity of the offense, then go hand you over to civil police for further investigation.
Have an amazing story, and be a pleasure for share this story with we. So continue for the week, they join you back because you get some nice compliments and way people and they send for you. And I go really wish you get time for listening to some of them compliments then they. But we don't be joined by another amazing woman, as we tell Una earlier. This whole week we don't they showcase different women they will find themselves now different sector them, who don't they tell them story, who don't they bring out some of the challenges and limitation them where women then still they face na then sector they are outside them find themselves. Yesterday we bring two other strong women them from the mainstream politics. We bring the two national women's leaders from the SLPP and the APC. And today we bring Kanto na the first woman we don't ever reach the height for be a whole commanding officer where they command a whole military battalion when at the 14th Infantry Battalion at Pujon. That's na Lieutenant Colonel AKCC, where don't share in journey with we, don't tell we in story, he don't tell we the highs and lows and how he reached for attain these great heights for become a lieutenant colonel heading a whole battalion. Well, they can't turn the mic now to somebody where as soon as I read from Alice earlier, it don't be as an inspiration even to me. Now somebody who inspire me, and now somebody who don't they use in voice for advocates for issues them where they affect women. Now somebody who passionate about gender issues. Now somebody we make lots of we even me now this BNT I know waiting agenda issues them. Now somebody we don't pave the way for women there where they into advocacy. But today we not go just can't ask about your own journey. Or they can ask her a question. If the space open enough or woman their voice loud enough where they into the advocacy field. Well, this morning we want to welcome a great woman, Wena Aisha Ibrahim Fofana, an associate professor and also the head the Department of Gender Studies, Nafrobe College. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. And thanks for having me.
My pleasure for get you.
Always a pleasure.
The first way they share the panel with this morning don't speak greatly about you.
Oh, great.
Lieutenant Colonel at AKCC, we start for share in journey this morning. Straight to the conversation, madam. Ibrahim Fofana. Let we look at the space. Oh, Fofana Ibrahim. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Let we look at the space for women them in advocacy. Una done they before for many, many years. Una done they use una voices them, una done they advocate, but still una done they woman in the complain about the space they shrink.
Exactly. I think the word that way people then they use these days say the space is shrinking. And what does that mean? It means to say people in the free they don't get to a point where they don't begin for afraid for to really speak the truth. Okay, so either them go after you electronically, whether not online, or go for you physically, which they make people then they scared somehow for talk. But for me, I think the space is still open to a large extent, because irrespective of what is going on, everything that happen, women then still they come to voice in different ways. And coming to voice means different things for different people. So people then at the space already, and people then still they join them at the space. As you can see, every day you will see new young people and they say, I'm very passionate about this, I'm very passionate about that. And that they advocate for this or advocates for that. It's because they don't see people at the space. We don't create the enabling environment for making themselves take place and participate. I'm very inspired by the amount of young people that we may see in the space right now, because for me I think that's what it is. I mean, the future is now, and the young people are the future, and you can see young people owning CBOs, NGOs, and leading the conversations around the things that they affect women and girls. So you hear a lot about women and girls. You hear about girls advocacy or young people advocacy. Even they hear people in the complaints say, and the space not do for them. They not create enough space for young girls and young women for the other space there. So it's there, but I think we have to be very specific about the things that we want the space for continue for provide for we as women and girls in salon.
Talking about being specific about what really people want, we talk about the space. You believe say the space there and that, but when we talk about the issues we get for do it, daily lives of especially women, you don't get into this advocacy for a very long time. If one for look at that particular space, the advocacy, especially when government can come into power, we talk about service delivery, welfare of women, because most times when something happen, now women and picking them can be the victims. We make the advocacy, people can center around women and picking them. How you go describe that day as the world they evolve, how that space they don't like advocating for women and picking them.
Yeah. And so most of the time you feel like say nothing will happen yet, because you go back, you see the same problems that occur. Women not able to claim property. As simple as that. You married somebody, he died, you still in 2026, you still go to lawyers or advocate or any advocacy organization for epiphet or let you get that property there. So basic things. So you see that the increase even among the educated people. So that's there. So you see things like being able to participate politically. If you don't get the money, it's difficult. Even the gatekeepers, the man, the one of the gatekeepers within the political parties, you see the kind of intimidation where women still they go through. So as we progress, that's all the things so they go behind again. But the fact of the matter is the women they refuse for let's go. I think that's what the issue is. We have refused to say no. The space is tight. So we're going to give up. You can't give up because you see this on a daily basis. You experience it, you meet people them on a daily basis where you go say, no, this is not fair, because this is about justice. You see, I mean, this year about International Women's Day is about justice, and advocacy is about justice, whether it's for women and girls or for every discriminated person in the society. So that still goes on. So because you see that a lot, you begin to say, well, all this fit with the difference. Yeah, where you go, a woman way now, say somebody like Marcella when I advocate, and the way then they attack her for doing her job, isn't it? So you see that kind of, so that they can tend of discourage some people. But for me, they see not discourage people at all. People then did really push and name the things that would happen. Because naming is very important. If somebody do something, name them, say, this is exactly what you would experience, whether it's not cyberbullying or whether it's coming from a particular group of people, a class of men or a class of women, because women say, okay, oppress other women with the same as well. So you have to name it.
Well, before now, the space be open a lot. New people in the emerge and the advocacy space, especially women. Some they create a niche for themselves, some they advocate on governance, some they advocate on democracy, peace, and a lot of areas them where they find themselves comfortable. But as we they go now, you see a lot of women them they shy away and they withdrawn from the space. Even we at the media quite some time we go struggle for getting for talk, especially on sensitive issues them we get for do with criticizing regimes. This now one of the troubling things them for women they will find themselves in the civil society space currently. As somebody who get wealth of experience in advocacy and a whole professor on gender studies, how women them for navigate if challenge like this they face them for come out and speak?
Yeah, I think first of all, women for name what not the problem. Is it a political issue? Is it an economic issue or whatever it is? So, but the solidarity, it's about building a movement. If we don't build a movement, we will still experience all of these things. We cannot afford for work in silos. Say, okay, me in a political participation I care about, or me in a gender-based violence. No, because all of the problems with women in the face, they intersect. So we always get for look at things from an intersectional perspective. So what seems to happen mostly in a salon, people need to look at things from a political perspective. People are more aligned with their political parties than they are to the women's movement itself. So you will have a whole organization which is supposed to take care of the interest of all the women, but say they are very political. So that's a problem already, because the moment you align, it means you don't exclude certain people then. So that people shouldn't. I don't think any women's organization has, you shouldn't. You just shouldn't, because first of all, your constituency is always at a disadvantage, no matter what. Your constituency, which is the women, they are always at a disadvantage. So whether it's your party in power or some other party, it's the same thing. In Salone, I haven't seen a single political party who don't center woman issue. Really center them. I not say you do 1 law, 2 law, 3 law, talk about who about another. So waiting for the mobilize around is to get a government with very, very gender responsive. We center women's issue. And centering women's issues means you really understand the dynamics of gender and how it works.
So also you say the advocacy group them, don't they get them wrong over the years? Because if we are seated here now, you say, don't see that kind of government, we don't center issues we get for do with women, make them paramount. So also the groups and don't they get them wrong? If that political will they not they even in 2026 as we're here?
I wouldn't say that the groups that they get them wrong, really. I don't think it's the groups. It's just how the system is, how patriarchy works. So for me, if it's about that, it's for me them mobilize around a particular ideology. Maybe that's what they haven't done. You have to mobilize around a particular ideology, whether it's feminism or whatever you want to call it. But you have to have the ideology where you understand that ideology and how you manifest them as you do work. So if women then come together under that umbrella, not under certain specific needs, and look at the general and look at how all of those things intersect. So if you as a woman, you're affected by your gender, by your class, you're affected by your political party, your religion, all of these things intersect. So if you begin to understand that, so maybe as women's organizations, we begin to really understand intersectionality and how we go make it work. Because understanding it and implementing it are two different things. So you have to do that. You have to understand and then implement. And how do you do that? So what will they go meet you? Go hear somebody, the people with disability who will talk about women's issues. Even on Friday, or within a lead hotel. Always somebody with disability will go up and say, yes, when I talk about women, them, but I not see when they talk about women with disability. So we forget that language of inclusivity. So we look at for all categories of women. So that's one of the things.
Where should we start from? Because now that same way we know say gradually we go into the political mode now salon. And if you want any political party we get for kind of power, capture the issues and now where the woman them really ready forget waiting for present say this is us. Should it be the woman then coming together, get the young manifesto, say any political party where they can campaign to we, this is what we want as women?
We've done that. Every elections, there's a women's manifesto. That every women's group, they come together and then we develop the manifesto. There is.
But it's not working.
It's not working. So for me, I think waiting, the strategy we'll begin to think about now is for women in that space to get into politics. It will not change if we're not there. So if we begin for encourage, we campaign, we look at small interest in politics for me they enter. Because when you are in there, you might be able to change and things that happen. Because you can get 50% woman representation, but you don't get women, we get the women's agenda at heart.
But how the woman then go come into the politics where you believe saying a solution where the framework not even there for let woman then come into politics in the sense not for just hold the position of women's leader. Woman then challenge the man then for contest even for the presidency. Then political party them go get a huge confidence in them say if we give this woman it go deliver and win the presidency.
Well, I mean it's the same around advocacy and getting the right women in the right place. So if you want to vie for a women's leader, wait in a program. Because if it's based on what the political party wants, it will never meet the needs of the women. So you have to have your political party interest, that you get the other constituency at heart as well, the women at heart, and see how you will make that political party more gender responsive. Because if you not get the skills for do that one, it's very difficult. Because it's a skill. You have to know what to do to be able to have a party that really believes in parity. And that's what we don't have. So you have the majority of men making the demand and they make the decision, and then the woman then just there for support. So even women, the way they don't excel, we don't try for teen up. We can see, say, even within their context, other women then go to the caution, they made them stop. So yes, for them the political party is very important, but if you get a number of people who really understand the agenda, then they'll be able to chip in small into the break that political system before ensure say some kind of begin work from a parity perspective. Then begin work for we understand, say yes, the country belongs to both men and women, and decisions should be made by both men and women, and representation means having everybody within that context.
But if the one they wade into the advocacy, we're interested in politics, begin come active back into politics, you know, things say go and bog the mindset. Because over the years, you will notice, say, the political party, they structure themselves one kind of way, as soon as you get inside it, now waiting the party wants, you do. How for fix that?
Yeah, but that's why. If you go inside, you know that already. So you don't advocate against that. So wait till the party wants. So before you go to that party, you got to make your conditions them very well. If you get that kind of power there. Because if you not get the numbers for make them kind of bargaining and they, it's not go possible. So if you dare at the party, you say, we as a women's caucus, these are the things we'll insist on, whether I will party LECAM or not, because it meets the interest of the majority, not just a small minority. But that's what we don't have, where women come together. So, for example, the bill now, the child rights bill and the abortion bill, if we 40% or 30% of women had all stood together, we'll probably see some difference. The thing for drag, if for drag, well, by now they go still the same they talk about them, but now they see because they're not nap on one position. And we all cannot see the same way, but if you have a constituency, you need to serve that constituency. If you are on the ticket, say, okay, we now women's rights with the advocate for, now this will do for. When you go there, whether you religion or your tradition, they against certain things. You for do and for the benefit of the majority.
All right, Prof, we'll come back to you. Lord, just go quickly to Alice, take some of the messages that we come for they go respond, they will let them go and come back to Prof for continue with the conversation. Hello again, Alice.
Hello, my dear. I'm right here.
Okay, let's just take some of the messages then we viewers that don't send for you this morning. Then we will come back to you. The first one what they take from Facebook, they come up from Olima to Jalo. They say, listening to your interview today truly inspired me. Being the first female in your position is not a small achievement, and the strength, confidence and wisdom you spoke with were deeply motivating. You are a strong woman, and I pray you continue to stand firm and keep breaking barriers for women and girls everywhere. Please receive a very big hug from me. Even though we have never met, I feel so much admiration for you. Just listening to you has been a great motivation to me, and I'm sure to many young women and girls who had you today. We are proud of you. Please take your flowers. You deserve every bit of the appreciation and recognition.
All right, this one from Thomas Tom. It says she is a brilliant military officer. Her resilience and dedication is top-notch. Bravo, and I send you flowers.
Fire James Wema, they say the woman is well informed of her call of command.
This one from Saidu Sware, it says, this is an interesting conversation. I wish my sisters, Khadija or Mabel, can spare some time of their schedule to visit their sister at her barracks in Pujeung, to have a first-hand experience with some of the excellent experiences she is sharing. So it's so inspiring. Well, we'll find the time.
If Alice invites me.
Sure.
This one says, this is the best interview ever I have watched and listened from this station. No palaver, but inspirational.
Elizabeth Bendu say, as Director of Communications Campaign for Women Rights and Democracy, you have our full support as the first female battalion commander.
All right, this one they say, you sound great, officer. Keep the good work and continue putting Sierra Leone first.
All right, we look at small messages where people don't send. And this one from Lamin J. Magai. All right, we'll not talk about politics today, please.
Today we celebrate women them. This one from Mohamed F.S. Kamara say, Khadija and Mabel, you won't understand what she's saying until you taste the beauty of the military. Army training suite.
Albert Lansana say, everything in the military has to be dressed right, uniforms neatly pressed, boots neatly split and shined.
All right, the last one I go take and come over to Alice. This one from Salke Wall, they say, this is a family are proud of you, younger sister and more. You are indeed an amazing and determined baby sister.
All right, and the final one before come to Alice now. Albert again say, military makes you disciplined, organized, neat, and time conscious. All right, so we'll come to Alice.
Maybe a quick one. Somebody from Facebook we named Fengai AC Kasibema say, greet him for me. Say, Pastor Fengai Kasibema, long time. I'm so proud of you. Not surprised at your height today. You've been that cool but very serious and determined lady I always know. May God keep you for greater heights. Keep shining.
I think if I get this other one again, Rosalind Masako say, a very humble and respectful lady. She worked with my husband at the FSU unit and a committed staff too. Koinadugu is proud of you. Sierra Leone is proud of you. The military for recognizing women and giving them the opportunity to excel.
All right, Alice, today now you there.
Yeah.
Take you flowers, all the good compliments. One for say kudos, and you've been an inspiration as well. Although we not get military background, but we all at the studio just want for join the amazing viewers that would give you flowers this morning for say very well done.
Thank you very much. And I want to say a big thank you to all the viewers and for the wonderful comments. Ulematu, I got you, and I'll see you message. And to me, your big sister, Mrs. Masakoi, I want to say thank you. And I know say una all contribute in shaping me for be who I am today. And so, Pastor Fengai, thank you for una prayers and una guidance. I want to say thank every one of una. And we will see more rise to the top. You're not gonna go just tap to me, because that's only make me happy. See that we get more command position in the case of we're able to influence we so desire within the military.
Get you this morning within a short notice. You agree for can tell your story, and to all you boss system we be there behind the scene yesterday because the protocol letter so they be there at the army forget through Alice. Now a pleasure. We go continue for day in touch. Somebody they suggest say go visit you a battalion. We go try for Campujo.
Okay. So I want to say a big thank you to Una and to the leadership of ALSLAF. You know, it's not easy to take this bold step for appoint a woman into command position. It was a difficult decision, but I also believe in the capacity they've given me, and I pray that will not go be a disappointment to the institution and to the country. And to my younger females, my younger colleagues, at the beg, when we don't come, it's not just about the social media. As a military personnel, we forget less activity with the social media, because when you be a soldier, you fight in social media, you give a lot of information to the adversary without you knowing it. Let we focus on we job and make sure say in we little space so we let we make the change we so desire and contribute positively and make we earn we respect through with dedication, with commitment and with hard work. And so we make counterpart there. Una, thank you for create the space for us. And una continue for mentor some of the young one the way don't come in. And make sure say they self able work with una side by side for me we make the change we so desire. Because security business, our man business, not a one gender business. Now we all get for do them together. Una, thank you very much.
That's not be Lieutenant Colonel AKC say the first woman who reached the height for be a commanding officer na the ALSLAF, and currently in the commanding officer for the 14th Infantry Command na Puchao. It don't join me this morning. Tell we in story as we continue for spotlight woman they will fend themselves na career path them way, mainly na man then can dominate them. Throughout this month of March, we will continue for bring canto na woman them we don't make remarkable progress na the various field them.
All right, so we continue with the breakfast show and come back to the studio guest as we continue the conversation we get for do with the space for the people and where they advocate for issues we get for do with women, how the space don't sound like. When they come back to you, Madam Aisha Ibrahim Fofana, we they talk about this issue we get for do with politics. Yes, and say every human being a political being, because no matter what, whether you belong or not, election time, people must cast them votes. At this time, what you go say the woman them need for do, because we know so we they head to elections for 2028 if we really want actions, because over the years, like you don't say, women they don't present their manifestos in all the work. The man then go come around, they agree say now within the campaign they go agree say if una puts me there I go do it in una want, but when they reach there the story can turn around. Waiting the woman them around advocacy for the brace up for at this moment.
Okay, so first of all, I want to congratulate the Lieutenant Colonel. Yes, and that's an example of advocacy, how advocacy can work, because I know there's been a lot around security sector, because I don't deal with the police, I don't work with the army in their gender units to ensure that they have policies, that they have regulations that really protect women. But for let it get to that position there, so that advocacy don't go into it, but she has to be prepared as well. So one of the things we need to think about, how women, they prepare themselves for get to that level. And she went through all those trainings, she did all she could do, and it determined for go through. So earlier, I want to ask and say, how the balance work and life. So for me, that's a very biased question. Because if I'm a man, I'm not going to ask him if I the balance in home life and work life. So until we get to that level where we be stop for domesticate women them within our top level positions. So these are the advocacy the work for the work with. These are the trainings that we need to provide somebody. Because the assumption is she must have a family and she must have a responsibility towards that family. Whereas the man gets somebody will for take care of that responsibility there. You see the problem? And so if then we continue for talk over and over and over, it restricts women's the movement to in higher positions because it's always, well, waiting to happen. So it's like when I wanted to go to a PhD, my child was like 1.5. People say, waiting to happen to Zakia. That kind of question. But going back to your question about what will happen in 2028 and where we would they go with this. We as women need to forget the agenda. Do we want a woman president for 2028?
That's a call.
If we do, what are we doing for we achieve that? Which political party right now would just say go do that kind of thing for we? Do we? So these are the questions we start to ask ourselves.
So answer with a question again. Do we as a nation,
yes, are we ready
the
to have
political party then willing, because we don't see one way officially don't make them say I am running.
Yes.
We are the mayor of Freetown, even Akisoya. All the other one then are just rumors around and supporter them where we not just one for go by.
So if that's the case, how has Yvonne Akisoya engaged the women of Salon? Because that's where you start. Before you even go declare, I believe you for don't engage. Then after you declare, the engagement continues. And also, women, the number of the votes. That's for sure. But now we plenty pass.
Yeah.
And now we committed to the voting process. So, and then if we get that, so a few years, last year, 50-50 been launched, support a woman to become president. Something any woman will come out. Because as far as we're concerned, we'll not get no political party with the support. We focus now on women. So for me, we got to look at the reality. Is it feasible at this time? What will make it feasible? Numbers now going to make them feasible. If the political party then see tons of women behind the candidate, don't go rethink. If the team don't begin from the community level, the lower level elections, and you don't have women there that are going to vote, so the team don't turn already. So you now go for how you go convince the he for she's where they between that community for begin because then the votes they start, they go up. So for me, I think the strategy is beginning to work from that level, and that's what some of us are doing. Where they get women them, now then committed in there.
So, Prof, if now the work they begin from that level, and elections are just around the corner.
Yeah.
You see now everybody...
No, not when I begin, from the last election.
But the progress not seem visible.
That's true. It doesn't seem visible because, the bread and butter issues, now they distract most of the community volunteers them. We don't put for do this kind of work. Because me now go come on a free tongue, I go na somebody in community, say go. Now the possible way they deny who they work with.
So why is it that not just when elections time they come there, then conversation there they come up. Now where elections time they come here, you see civil society organizations or any other NGO they work around female participation in politics. They begin with workshops, training of councillors, training of female MPs. then they come together. Then immediately after the election, the conversation then seemed for the tone down.
Well, I beg to differ a bit. Yeah, now you they see they intensify, but the work they go on throughout the times then, because when they see there's no visibility, because now everything is about show and tell. And because we know the show and tell doesn't mean that it's not happening in the community. Continuously, civil society women then they mobilize women at the community for say, this is what's happening. When I go for day, and then structure, then day. Because when not day, and then structure, then day, it's difficult. But even as they try to be in the structures, they're still not able. They're still not able to succeed the way we want for them to succeed. So for me, it's about getting those women there, getting them the support that they need to survive those elections, and also getting the men that within those structures for also support the women there. We're not the toughest part of the whole thing. Then again, I say preparation matters. So we had one woman, he began as councillor. The following election, they say he want to go House of Reps. But she prepared. He go college within that full year. He go college, he get a degree. Because they may say if you don't get a degree, you know, something may come out like that. So again, now for now we get the resources for build the capacity of those women so that when the election comes, they're ready.
Preparation, resource. Two main things when you don't talk about. Forget the woman then ready.
Yeah.
Is it achievable towards the 2028 elections?
Well, there'll be a bigger dent for sure.
From where?
From where we right now. So if the numbers will increase. You know, this is a journey we are on. We're not going to see the drastic change we want to see. But you say we don't see many changes. So for me now, it's to get more than a higher number, but also a well-informed number. The people that we're there with the agenda. Because that's where we're missing the point. Because we want numbers most of the time, we say, okay, we'll support the Umaya. But when they get there, things change. So how do we get the women that have already made up their mind that this is my agenda for get into those positions? That would be the strategy.
Do we have those women? Because most of the women now, we actively the advocate. Where we can interview them, they are not interested in politics. They're just okay with where they are.
Absolutely. Because of the dangers of politics, the stress and so on and so forth. But I think we have to make an informed decision about these types of things. Because this you go for headhunt people.
We can just say
people.
Now they talk about headhunting. Can the women headhunt you? You don't into this advocacy for a very long time.
Yes, true. We want. Yes, they can headhunt me, but that doesn't necessarily mean say I go and do this. Some of us, I know we're going to say the same excuse that they give all the time. Some of us, we prefer for help people get to where they want to be. Because there has to be a little bit of desire within you. Say, okay, I'm not going to mind for being a politician. And some of us were not fit as politicians, really.
What's that this thing of politics where some of them they shy away from?
It's a compromise. That's it. From your values. There's a lot of compromise.
Is it that filthy, if I can use that word?
No, I don't think so. Not filth. It's just that you see things that it's way. If I say injustice, I'm not going to say it with the wisdom of the president. I cannot give a speech.
Also, the change go come. Also, the change go come. If women them of una caliber, they always shy away. Then we always elect quote and unquote bad leaders because then they say the leader then as good as the people where they elect them.
But I think
if
that's what
way people
is
classify
about.
As people way fit for make changes, they shy away from the position.
But I don't think that all of we shy away. Some of us.
99%.
Well, you wait and see 2028. See the people are already for pulling
I don't prepare a lot of women then we're capable for.
Absolutely. Well, we depend. I'm not going to say we don't. We depend headhunt. We depend advice. But I think that's what advocacy does. You can see somebody where maybe an idea not being clear yet, but if you don't get the information or let it begin think in a particular way, it will not happen. So for me, now my own task is for educate people. Political consciousness is what I'm interested in. So they understand, say, they experience this because of this.
This political consciousness, how deep the women of Sierra Leone don't get into them, because they see now as the world evolve, technology, they become more advanced, and the opponents, they will not demand them. They use this technology for bully the woman them in the space, just so they shy away. For example, last week we host Marcela Samba Naya. We talk about technology facilitated violence on imposing. And she's not a politician. Went into the same advocacy space, but the politician, and they use the technology for bullying and just for shut them up.
Yeah.
So how una don't prepare the woman there, just as you say, people for brace up for see more women coming up in 2028, and una the head-ons now.
I think when we start, you talk about the structures are not there.
Yeah.
So if you are in a society, within a society where the structures are available, so cyberbullying, then we'll deal with the person immediately. Then we will see less of that. So I say, we are yet to see a government that centers the interest of women, because these are the things we're not so woman the number we able to do. You have to have the support of everybody, especially those that are governing. If there are protective measures, there are things around laws, and they're implemented, they're enforced. To me, life before that person go cyberbully Marcela, you go think twice. But this is the space we are in. What we for do now for raise them until something is done. Because that's what advocacy is about. It's about hammering and see if something is done. So like where that's will happen, so we say we demand for say Mr. President, or we demand for say the minister in charge. That will have helped a little. Because they know say we concerned about this. So we get a number of instances where we raise where women are being bullied because they speak the truth. But again, that mobilization is not taking place. Because people are scared to say, okay, I don't go say now because we're anti-government. So that anti-government, they now don't understand. You are a Sierra Leonean. You see something going wrong. Because now your political party where you do support, you cannot say.
Because the police are out there harassing these women. Look at waiting they happen now to Zainab Sharif. She's in detention just for saying things where in belief say nothing will happen.
Yeah.
So these are all the limitations.
Yeah, for me, in the case of Zainab, I believe in freedom of speech. But if you go against the law, I mean, if it's contrary to what is expected, then the law for taking course. But I don't think you should be punished before the law taking course. So if you say something when I say insightful, then for sure charge them to court and make it go defend himself. For me, a lawyer don't go defend them or not. But you cannot keep her locked up without bail when the law say that bailable offense. So these are the things that really upset me sometimes, because it's there. We say we work towards a democracy. Let's just use the instruments. Let's not abuse them, because when not you turn, what happens to you? Even that you expect may happen to you. So now within our leads, we then bring this topic up. One minister stand up and she was angry.
About what?
About waiting for say the girl do something wrong. And I say yes. If you do wrong, we not do wrong. The thing is, there's a law. You can bail somebody and then charge the person, and then the person will suffer the consequences. So for me, that woman waiting up that day, I hope they watch. I surprised because.
Mind naming the minister, the female minister?
What's her name? I know really what's her name. I think it's Foreign Affairs. So for me, that was like, how you go get an outburst? Is it because now you party? Or is it because you vexed for the thing what the person really do? it affects other people. So for me, these things are worrying, because if you cannot see the truth or you do not believe in the rule of law just because now you don't affect, then be fearful.
So what is happening to Zainab now? You, as a strong voice for women and for come forward, especially for participate in politics.
Yeah.
What did happen to Zainab? You afraid say it go scare other women then?
It's possible say it go scare other women, but I think women should also be responsible, and they should also understand the system within which they operate. Some people then will say, I don't know if Zainab a politician.
Well, at some point,
or is she a political activist? I don't know.
At some point, it gets a movement where they say they campaign for female president.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Then he also be don't declare saying I'm a member of the opposition.
Oh, okay. So I understand now why this is happening. But then they will scare people. But for me, because we know say the system not change it, that doesn't mean say you not go speak your truth. But as long as this your truth where you speak, you not go land you in certain trouble. Except not anything where you see a problem. But if that's not the case, then nobody not get right for being really scared as a political activist for speaking the truth.
Alright, so as we wrap up, what you will left us advice to women them where they watch you this morning, where one come na this space, but afraid for this thing of cyberbullying. Wake up one morning, you pass the all over social media just because you want for talk for a cause.
I think number one, we need to understand that space, the media space, and how it happened. Again, I think the advocacy for continue with the other woman then we will protect we sister and then the way one for run for office. We cannot let it lie. When something like that happen, we as women for come together and say this don't happen to this woman, right? Because there are laws that govern us within our state. So I don't feel say any woman for discourage. And now for be more resolved, especially the political women. This is the time for them to be more resolved about taking their space and changing these dynamics. Because if we're not there in numbers, number one, but there in numbers with an ideology, then we will still continue to experience much of this. But it will be less, the more we verbal with information, we know it's what they talk about, and we know how to challenge them. If somebody violates we rights in that way. But I don't think say any woman we really get interest. Me, I encourage women then plenty, but I want the woman then we really understand the agenda or come up. And we as advocates, I think we'll go back and work harder and getting these women, we understand the agenda. Because I don't believe in just numbers. I believe in numbers. I believe in numbers because anytime we put you will disrupt something. But the numbers will really touch the core of the problems very much. They matter very much.
All right, Prof. Thank you very much for joining me this morning and can lend your voice to issues that we get for do with women's development, especially in advancing the cause for the women that can be full and take up leadership position in mainstream politics. We continue look forward for the engagement there, not to pass the month of March no more. Like continuous process. Now a pleasure forget you within a short notice last night. You agree for joining me. As always, it's good for the get to that kind and for talk about some of the issues there. So, well, now the end this edition of the Breakfast Show. Many thanks to two guests them who get this morning. Lieutenant Colonel AKCC, we na the first woman commanding officer for the 14th Battalion na Pujaun, and also Aisha Ibrahim Fofana, an associate professor na the Gender Studies Department of Rabi College, and also a leading voice in advocating for women's rights. Many thanks to the entire team we support with Musa Saokoma and in team for this edition. Me too. Continue to watch Liberty TV throughout the day. Mina Khadija Bagura say have a nice day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabadisi, get a lovely day and goodbye.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
It's Labor Day. After all the grind, stress, and queries at the office, it's time to ease your brain, laugh out loud, and feel like the CEO. Laugh and jam with Kido. Hustle will make sense on Labor Day, Friday, May 1st, 2026. Venue, prestigious Bintumani Hotel. 7 p.m. Ticket prices. Kido, 500 millions. Answer, 1,000 millions. Amin, table for 4, 10,000 millions. Adil, table for 8, 20,000 millions. You don't buy yourself plenty. Now come and laugh. No excuse. Media partner Liberty Online Team and cooked by Eminence Africa.
I say it don't make sense. I don't make sense.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.